Welcome to this tutorial on how to create your own budget spreadsheet in Google Sheets. If you've ever felt like your money just vanishes and you have no idea where it's going, trust me, you're not alone. I was in the same boat until I put together this super simple budgeting spreadsheet. It completely changed the way I manage my finances, giving me a clear big picture view of where my money actually goes. And today, I'm going to walk you through how to build one for yourself. Let's get started. I originally built this in Microsoft Excel, but I decided to recreate it in Google Sheets so I could sell it on Etsy. Plus, I got tired of paying Microsoft for Excel licenses on multiple devices or dealing with sharing restrictions when sending spreadsheets to friends. Google Sheets also has two key functions that Excel lacks: the ability to run SQL queries and a built-in stock tracking feature, both of which are game changers for me. On top of that, I was able to clean up unnecessary rows and columns, making everything more streamlined. The best part? You can access it from Windows, Apple, or other smart devices. Follow along with the video to create your own version and customize it to fit your needs. This spreadsheet helped me break down my income, track my expenses, and finally take control of my financial future. By the end of this video, you'll have your own budgeting tool to make saving, spending, and planning effortless. So grab your computer, open a Google Sheet, and let's dive in. Just a quick note, you can follow along in Excel, but some features and formatting may differ. Feel free to customize colors, fonts, and images, but I recommend sticking to the formulas, functions, and queries to keep everything running smoothly. Finally, I'm not a financial advisor. This is just a tutorial to create your own budget spreadsheet. Need to slow things down? Pause the video or adjust the speed anytime. I've also added chapter markers so you can jump to the sections that matter most. I'm splitting this video into two parts: how this budgeting spreadsheet works and the problems it solves, a step-by-step guide to building your own. Stick around until the end. I've got some bonus sheet designs to share.
Part 1. How the spreadsheet works. User settings.
Everyone's finances are different, so this tab lets you customize categories to fit your needs. The spreadsheet uses these values to group expenses and generate drop-downs. I've added sample entries to show what's possible. In column B, track different income streams. Expense categories are organized into needs, loans and housing, wants, and savings. Think of needs, loans, and housing as recurring essential bills. Wants are discretionary or fun money. Finally, savings are various financial goals and needs. The accounts section include bank accounts, brokerages, and credit cards. By default, you can track up to 20 items, but you can add more rows as needed.
Expenses.
The Expenses tab tracks your income and expenses. Think of it as a digital check register for managing your finances. You can manually enter or copy-paste transactions. In the top right corner, add a nickname for your account and any notes. Cash flow and spending calculates your monthly cash flow and yearly average spending. Account balance and pending activity show your available balance and tracks pending transactions using checkboxes to mark cleared payments. The scheduled column records transaction dates, with the month-end column automatically grouping activities by month. Drop-downs and categorization pulls account names and expense types from user settings. It also tracks debits, credits, and includes space for notes. The sheet also tracks monthly KPIs grouped by your settings.
The pivot table.
Alright, so I set up a Google Sheets pivot table for anyone who wants to easily slice and dice their expense data. Now, I won't go too much detail into how pivot tables work, that's a whole other video, but I'll give you a quick example of how useful they can be. Let's say I want to drill down on my Amazon spending over the past year. I just click the little pencil icon to edit the pivot table in Google Sheets. From there, I add the date field as a row, account as a column, and then use debit as the value. Google Sheets will automatically total everything up for you by month, which is super helpful. And finally, if I want to see which credit cards I used to pay for those Amazon purchases, I just check the expense type. Bam! There it is. Moving on, we have the Watch Items tab.
Watch items.
If you're like me, you've probably forgotten to pay a bill or wondered if you're on track with your savings goals. The Watch Items tab helps with both. Select an expense to track, and the sheet pulls data from the Expenses tab, showing the previous amount paid, average cost, and due date. If a payment has been made for the current month, it updates automatically. The due date column serves as an automatic reminder, and unpaid bills are highlighted so you can see how much you still owe. The date is calculated by using the current month and the day the bill was last paid. Choose a savings category from the drop-down, and the sheet calculates total saved. Type the dollar amount in the My Dollar Goal as a reminder of how much you want to save. Column L gives a visual progress update showing how close you are to your goal.
Annualized scorecard.
This sheet gives you a full snapshot of your finances for the year. Just change the year filter to see different years. At the top, the Financial Ingredients section answers the big question: where is your money going? It compares your spending against the 50-30-20 rule, 50% on essentials, 30% on savings, and 20% on wants. Feel free to adjust the percentages. This is just a guide to help shape your spending habits. A heat map in shades of red visually highlights your biggest expenses, with the darkest red showing where most of your money went. The monthly income versus expenses chart shows your spending patterns month over month, with a dashed green line representing your income. This helps spot trends, like how I had unexpected medical bills in July. For those of you that are interested in zero-based budgeting, you can enter expenses and income in the Expense tab and see how you did for the year. Income velocity measures how quickly you spend your earnings. The goal: pump the brakes and slow down your spending and save more. The expense heat map lets you track specific categories each month. Just pick an expense from the drop-down, and the sheet highlights the most expensive months in red. Want to stop tracking? Just delete the selection. The Wealth Watcher section shows who you're making richer. Ideally, you want a higher percentage in your bank and brokerage accounts and not going to credit card companies. The monthly account expenses chart compares your income against different accounts and shows your average spending. Cash flow is key to building wealth, more money coming in than going out. The monthly cash flow chart shows how you've performed over the last 13 months. Lastly, the account heat map provides a bird's-eye view of how much is allocated to different accounts, with room to track spending across 7 accounts. With all these insights, this sheet helps you take full control of your finances.